That joke was horrible.
It's amazing.
You something planet? Oh, I just got it actually. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Talking to Earthlings with Lunakye, where we explore the humanism within all of us. Today we welcome presiding officiant and president of Great Officiants, Alan Katz. He has 5 different ordinations, has won several awards, including Trendsetter of the Year from ABCOC, is known as the King of Reviews with over 2,500 online reviews, and has a singing telegram business. Thank you so much for being here today, Alan.
My pleasure. It's great to be here, fellow Earthling.
Okay, I first just got to say, we've met, I think, maybe once or twice.
Yes.
I don't really know you that well, but I definitely know you through the grapevine. I mean, you are very...
Did you hear it through the grapevine?
I don't know what that means exactly.
It's a song.
Oh, it is a song.
Heard it through the grapevine.
Okay, yeah, well, you know what? This is exactly what I expected from you, and I'm so excited.
I didn't want to let you down. I wanted to be a different guest than you've had on your show before,
and you definitely accomplished that.
I succeeded, yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me also just let you know that I had no idea that this costume was going to be with us today, but
Surprise.
So happy that it is. Okay, so Alan, let's jump into it. Tell us a bit about yourself and what it is that you do.
Oh boy, I do a lot of different things. My main focus is I'm a wedding officiant. I perform wedding ceremonies. I own the biggest wedding officiant company on the West Coast. We have 37 officiants. We perform ceremonies all over Southern California, or at least did before COVID. I have a wedding chapel. I have a beach wedding division. I have a sing and telegram business. And I have a lot of fun. Every day, I never know what to expect when I wake up in the morning.
So how exactly did you get into this line of work?
You know, I never expected it. If you would have asked me in 2003, would I own the largest company in the industry, I would have said, doing weddings? I'd like, you're crazy. But a friend of mine asked me to be his officiant. I was going to be the best man, and he goes, you know, my brother wants to be the best man. I'll be your officiant. I didn't know what I was doing, but I'm the actor of all my friends, so I fell perfectly into it. And after the ceremony, everybody came up to me and goes, quit your job. This is what you should be doing for the rest of your life.
Was there a point in your life when you struggled to know exactly what your purpose was?
Oh yeah, oh God, there's many times in my life I struggled. When I left, you know, when I got divorced from my first wife, I struggled to find my place in life. I did a lot of different things, and I was a chauffeur for many years, and I was also doing singing telegrams and being a professional Santa. I was doing extra work, but I never really found anything because my goal in life is I want to perform every day. I mean, as an entertainer, you know, I made my TV debut at 16 on The Gong Show, but it was always my goal to be a performer, to be able to perform every day. And I finally found a way to be able to do that, where I can get up in front of people every day and da 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 da, in this case, da 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 da, I do. And I found a way to do it. But the biggest change in my life came when I got cancer.
Tell us about that.
I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. And luckily it's a wussy cancer, and in many cases if you catch it early, you know, it's very curable. But it changed my way of thinking. And I realized that I never want to leave this earth without making an impact on it. That I want to be able to leave my mark. You know, a lot of people die and they just haven't left their mark, they're just something. But I want to be in people's pictures, I want to be in people's memories. I want to leave my mark that when I leave this earth, whether it's cancer, whether it's anything, I want to have my place. I want to have people remembering me.
Yeah.
I want to be on shows like this where people will remember forever.
You're damn right they will.
You're damn right they will. And so that's when I realized that I'm going to transition completely into this business. I actually took a reference from Indiana Jones, where he's walking through this cave and he has to cross that vast thing, and he said, if you believe that that bridge is there, it'll appear. And I had to get my mindset that if I believed that that bridge was going to be there, that my bridge from being a chauffeur and being a schlub and being nothing special, to get that at the other end would appear, I'd make it. And I believed it, and it appeared.
Yeah. I think that what is so powerful there is that you really believed it. And that's how you created the life that you're currently living. Mm-hmm. You said that it was when you got thyroid cancer that it helped you to realize or gave you this epiphany that you didn't want to leave the world without doing something exceptional or making an impact. However, I would say that that must have been innate within you all the time, and that just
Triggered
pulled it out.
Yeah.
Rather than just creating it in that instance. Would you agree with that?
It made me realize that that's what my calling was. That I knew it all along, that I had a calling, and it just made me find a way to find it. I think that's where the difference was. Is I had to find that route to that place. And that's what gave me the impetus to say, look, I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna make my mark. I've had that dream in my heart since I was little, that I was gonna be famous or infamous, one of the two. But I knew it was there. It was that shining light that said, this little heart of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
That's very inspirational. That's very inspirational. Tell us about the costume.
So this is my, one of the things I do in wedding ceremonies that I'm very well known for is doing themed weddings. So this is my Princess Bride outfit that I do for couples who love Disney and love the Princess Bride. And my favorite thing though when I do this character is, if you know the opening of the wedding scene, right?
I'm very excited I know where you're going with this. I'm
going
very
with this.
excited.
So I'm gonna look into the camera. The couple is standing up there. And I don't say anything. And I look back, and I look forth, back and forth. It seems like a minute has gone by. And people are in the audience are going, what's going on? Why isn't he saying anything? But I keep looking back and forth. Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. Marriage, that blessed arrangement, that dream within a dream and love, true love will follow you forever. So treasure your love today. And people lose it.
Oh my gosh.
They either know the reference or wondering, why is this guy speaking like Elmer Fudd, right? So.
You know what's so funny is I had a question that I had pre-written about what you just did, and I didn't even need to ask it.
You didn't even need to do that, 'cause here I am. And last year on Kelly Clarkson, she somehow is obsessed with me.
Yeah.
And so I wore this actual outfit on her show.
Oh, wow.
On last year.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, I would say for sure this is why you have seen the success that you have seen, because you're willing to go there. Mm-hmm. You're willing to stick out. You're willing to be goofy. You're willing to try new things. You're willing to take risks with it, which I would say in general is an important part of life.
Yeah, well, you know, when I was growing up, I would go to the wedding of, you know, my friends or family members, and it would be that same old guy up there preaching the gospel and saying that fucking hey. And I'm like, when I started doing this, I'm like, I do not want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that people come to see, not people come to avoid. I want people to enjoy it, not endure it. And that's what makes the difference. And that's what I try to get across to my couples, that a wedding ceremony is not that. We're putting on a show. I'm the announcer. They're the stars. Their wedding party is the supporting cast. Their guests are their audience. We're going to write this show. We're going to perform it in front of everybody, and at the end, everyone's going to clap, and you're going to have your wrap party. I tell my couples that 5 years down the road, when you and all your friends are talking about their weddings, I want everybody to come up to you and go, yours was the best ceremony of all of ours. And I get that almost every single time.
Yeah. And from firsthand experience, I know that. The time that I met you, I watched you, perform as an officiant.
Right.
And I died laughing. It was hilarious. And it was actually at the Portofino.
Okay.
Is that in?
Redondo.
In Redondo. It was at the Portofino. And they had that little grass area right next to.
I'll be there in a few weeks.
Oh, okay, so funny. Yeah, but I remember I was tucked away as the DJ, or I was doing the sound there. And I had just met you, and I didn't really know you, but I knew you.
Who is this crazy guy?
I knew you had a big personality, and then I remember watching you up there and just being like, "Whoa, this guy is next level."
Thank you, and that's the team that I've put around me too. Is I brought officiants around me. I have 37 who work for me. They all have a similar mindset, that they understand that it's a show. I mean, that's what they're doing. They want to find out what genre that show is going to be and what ticks with the couple. People hire me to give them that extra something.
Right.
And not just the standard. People hire me for the standard stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, at my wedding chapel, I'm nonstop just doing the same ceremony, similar ceremony every single day.
Yeah.
I mean, because through COVID, I mean, I've done, well over 1,000 weddings during COVID. People just coming to my chapel. On Valentine's Day, I did 22 straight. And then 3 drunk. No. No, I did 22 in a row. And that was actually a great day because I had 4 networks cover me that weekend. I had 3 newspapers there. So, and this is weird. You've heard of the Helpful Honda people, right?
Of course.
They're real. They actually came to the weddings and gave 4 $1,000 staycations to my couples.
No way.
Yeah.
You had mentioned Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And I read, I think it was on your site, that you every year offer to do people's weddings for $14 on Valentine's Day, which I think is an amazing community service.
Yeah, we did that not this year, but the previous years we have done that. And the reason why is all year long I've been working hard, and Valentine's Day is the one day I wanted to give back and do it for $14. And it got me a lot of press coverage, right? When I sent that out to the news media and said, hey, I'm offering $14 wedding for February 14th, they all glommed in and came and just did stories on me. So there's method to my madness. My wife doesn't understand it. She thinks I'm crazy and do something, and then she sees the results of my madness, and she's like, okay, you're right. Which is the best thing to hear from a wife.
Yeah, totally. I think that offering that is a great way to give couples a chance to marry without having to break their bank. How many people take advantage of that?
I think the previous year we had 12 people come in and take advantage of the $14 weddings. And it was great. They're like, really? It's $14? I'm like, give me 15, I'll give you $1 back. And they already had to have their marriage license at the time. But yeah, we were doing them and just made people happy. Actually, I'm teaching a class at the Wedding MBA, which is the annual event they have every year in Vegas, on how to do good PR, how to get the news media there, how to get in the newspaper, how to get on TV, how to get on reality shows.
It's hard to understand this as an artist, funny enough, even though now that I'm starting to see it, it's so obvious to me. But it appears that the theme of being an artist and making money as an artist is that you have to either have some business savvy or you have to bring people in who have business savvy.
Well, I think that's the biggest reason why I'm successful is because I have that business savvy. A lot of people anybody can be an officiant, right? But it's how you run the business. And how this isn't just you show up, you put up a website, and you expect to have it happen. I work it every single day. I'm out networking. I'm out, recreating stuff. You don't just get the business by just being there. You can't just build a better mousetrap. You actually have to shove it in front of the mouse.
What would you say to those millions of artists who are phenomenally talented, but just can't conceptualize backing it with marketing and business?
I'd say a couple of things. A, get great people to work for you. Get a good publicist or get a good, agent to be able to do that. But also, take some classes. Learn some marketing classes. Do some online classes. Watch videos. The greatest book in the world, I recommend to anybody. Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. I don't know if you know of this book.
I do not.
But it's a very thin book. You can get through it in a day. But it basically tells you how to approach the world. That book changed my life. Inside the book, it talks about these different scrolls that were passed down to his underling. The first scroll, talks about treating the day with love. The next one is persisting until you succeed. Just those 2 things can make anybody a success. That if you wake up in the morning and treat that day with love, treat it with feeling that this world is great, not waking up grumpy, oh God, I can't get anything done. Treat it with love. Treat everything you do with that love feeling. It begets itself. It transpires. If you believe it, you can achieve it. But the next part is doing it until you succeed. You can't just try it once and expect it to happen. You have to keep doing it, keep reinventing yourself until you succeed. Success just doesn't happen. I made my success, and I make my success every day. And it's because I believe I can achieve, and I persist until I succeed. When I'm ready to pack it in, I'll send one more email.
Yeah. Do you cry?
I cry. You know, the last time I cried was last week when one of my officiants got his second COVID shot. And I knew that I was able to create an environment for him to come into, because they would come into the chapel and do some of the weddings. But I knew that I created a safe environment that kept him COVID-free. With the hundreds of people who would come in to see him, I knew the protocols that I put in place saved his life, and it enabled him to do it. And I cried because I knew I saved him. And it made me feel great. It was a good cry.
Yeah. You bring couples together with love and humor every day.
Mm-hmm.
How has this personally impacted you?
The way it's personally impacted me, it gave me the ability to finally fall in love, actually. You know, I'd been in many relationships through my life, but it really made me feel like the words I said, I knew I could find that. And I'd looked over and all over the place, looked in the industry, made a couple of mistakes there, and then I walked into this wedding, and I see this beautiful woman sitting at this table, and I approached her, and it was the bride, and now no, it wasn't the bride.
Love those zingers.
And I saw her sitting at the table, and there was something about her that just stood out. And all the feelings that I had that I was giving these couples kind of overwhelmed me. And I went out on a first date with her, and I touched her hand. Just touching her hand made me realize that all the things that I was saying to these couples all came into that one moment where I all of a sudden realized, oh my God, this is what I'm looking for. This is the feeling that I've been dreaming about, that I've been preaching. And it all came with that one touch of the hand. And we've been together now for a little over 3 years. We had our ceremony in Central Park a little over a year ago. And we're happy, we're crazy. I trained her to be an officiant. She works by my side. She runs the office while I'm out here having fun. I never believed that I could find anybody that I'd have that feeling for, that I give people every day. But that feeling actually worked its way backwards.
Yeah.
And it made me believe that I could have that feeling and that I could fall in love.
Yeah. Wow. So she ditched your fiance that quickly, huh?
Yes, that's right. Okay. And people ask me, I have a 24-hour wedding chapel. I get this call at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I go, hey, we want to get married tonight. All right. So I get dressed. I go, meet you at 4 at my office. So I'm doing all their paperwork. I'm like, why are you getting married at 4 o'clock in the morning? She goes, he has to report to prison at 6. So I dated her for 3 to 5 years. It was a bad joke. But, but tell you, having the wedding chapel, I see all sorts of the weirdest stories ever of why people are together, how they met. Because again, it's a nonstop. It's every single day, people coming in and telling me their stories. And just the wild gamut of different people's stories. It's refreshing, sometimes scary, but in most times it's enlightening that what people are doing, their love story, I get to be part of that. Yeah. And that all goes back to the feeling that I had when I had cancer, that I want to make a difference in people's lives. Because I get to do that every single day.
I swear these fuckers are doing this on purpose. Okay.
This actually reminds me of a story.
Yeah?
I'm doing a wedding, and all of a sudden, a truck backs into the alley where I'm at, in the middle of the wedding, and it echoes through this chamber. And I mean, people are like, oh my God, oh my God. And I go, ladies and gentlemen, the sound you just hear is a symbol, never to back away from your problems. And then it grabbed the trash can and lifted the trash can up. And it goes to throw away the things in your life that don't matter anymore. And then it dropped the trash can and drove off. And just go forward together and leave all that behind you. And people are like, that slow clap, that slow clap, it saved the whole wedding. Because all people would have talked about was, oh my God, a truck backed up during their wedding. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
So I always have something ready, just in case something crazy happens at a wedding.
You really go above and beyond, and then you obviously have innate skills and talents that you're using coupled with that to create the amazing experience that you do for people.
Thanks.
Yeah. So do you want to hear the only wedding joke that I know?
I want to hear the only wedding joke that you know.
Did you hear about the two spiders that just got engaged?
No. Tell me about the two spiders that just got engaged.
They met on the web.
Ooh. That's good. That's good.
Right?
Glad I'm not a fly on the wall for that joke.
You're definitely not a fly on the wall. You are.
No.
You are spotlighted right now, my friend.
It's good. That's because I'm in the spotlights.
Right.
So.
And I mean the costume or the attire really helps too.
That's it. Well, you know what? It just brings it all forward, right? It brings my personality out. Some days, I'll have a singing telegram in the morning, 3 weddings, a funeral, and then go to a concert. That's my normal day. People are like, how do you have so much energy? I'm like, I want to live my life every moment to have fun, to be different and be crazy.
Yeah.
And I try to do that.
Yeah. Do you have a joke for us?
Oh boy, do I have a joke for you. You know, you can't go to a doctor and go, can you give me a diagnosis? You know, so it's hard for me to give a joke.
Was that the joke?
Everything I say is a joke, right? It actually makes my wife crazy because, you know, I'm always joking around with everything, and she gets the brunt of it, right? So,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But telling a joke, oh gosh, the first joke I ever remember telling. What did the pig say when the farmer cut off his tail? That's the end of me. That was the first joke I ever told.
Okay, that was just that was horrible.
Yeah, it's a
be
typical
honest.
dad joke, right? Now they're called dad jokes, right?
Okay, so I have one final question for you, and it's the most important question as it
Okay.
relates to the Talking to Earthling series. What does it mean to be human?
You know, I've thought about this a lot. I think about this every day. Being human is to be able to be with other people and contribute to society. Being able to make this world a better place. Because that's, I think, while we're on this earth, is to help other people along the way by helping ourselves, but help other people along the way achieve their goals. If we can help people be better at what they do, it makes us better at what we do, and it makes the world a better place. And if I can make the world a better place, one person at a time, one couple at a time, one laugh at a time, then I'm human.
That's awesome. And I don't know if you know this, but our slogan is changing the world one conversation at a time.
There you go. And I think this conversation completely altered the world as we know it. In here.
Wow, I'm honestly getting chills a little bit. What you're saying is very powerful. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on, Alan Katz. I wouldn't have
My pleasure.
I honestly couldn't have expected anything less from you. You really just have that
je ne sais quoi, that thing.
well, yeah,
Right?
I don't even know what to call it, you know?
I don't know what to call it either.
Just, again, I want to let you guys know, had no idea that he was coming with this costume. So absolutely wonderful. So we really, really appreciate you. Are you working on any projects right now? Do you want to share some social media stuff? Is there anything that you want to share with our audience?
Well, you can find me at all social media at Great Officiants. Instagram, YouTube. I have a fun YouTube channel of a lot of my weddings and TV shows and things. You know, I'm on Facebook all the time telling stories, putting up pictures of couples. So that's kind of where I shine. You can kind of see my personality shine on those places there. Thank you for being human.
Thank you for being human.
And thank you for watching us humans.
This is so great. Hey guys, thanks for watching that episode. As a reminder, we've created Talking to Earthlings to have raw and honest conversation with one another in an effort to unite human beings who may not agree ideologically, but who can be inspired by one another's vulnerabilities. By watching our show, you are helping us accomplish our goal of changing the world, one conversation at a time. Make sure to follow us on socials to stay updated. Thanks.